Hello everyone, I'm Jenna and this is Learn Academic English. On this channel, I help English learners take their language to a higher level, especially for school and work. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about one of the most important things that you need to be able to do in school and in many jobs. That's give a presentation with confidence. I like to talk about the importance of confidence for presentations because when you show confidence, the audience feels comfortable and interested in listening to you. Even if you feel really nervous, if you can show confidence during your presentation, it will make your presentation much more successful. And you will feel good about yourself when you're done. If English is not your first language and you need to give a presentation, don't worry. Using some presentation strategies to make your presentation better is going to help you to feel more comfortable and to be more successful. Before we get into this, please don't forget to give this video a like if you find it helpful, leave a comment below, and subscribe if you want more lessons like this one. And please note that I offer memberships on my channel if you would like more connection and learning with me every week. Also, I'm preparing an online course about essay writing, so please stay tuned for that. Join my email subscription list if you would like to be one of the first ones to know. So let's get into these strategies for how to show confidence during a presentation. First, body language. This is the most important strategy for giving a good presentation with confidence. For body language, I usually think that eye contact, being natural, and using gestures and smiling are the most important ways to show confidence. So first, eye contact. Be sure that you're looking at the people in your audience. Don't spend too much time looking down at your notes, looking at the slides if you're showing slides, or looking at the floor, a wall, the ceiling, or out a window. Instead, make eye contact with all parts of the room. You can do this by looking at the left side of the room, then the back of the room, the right side of the room, and the front of the room. And try to go around the room like that so that you make eye contact with the whole audience. If you don't make eye contact with people, then they may start to get bored or disinterested in your presentation. Next, be natural. Try not to stand too stiff when you give your presentation. Instead, move around a little bit. Don't be afraid of moving your arms or even walking around while you give your presentation. That shows confidence. And finally, use gestures and smile. Using gestures means using your hands and even your facial expressions to show important meaning. This is especially important in the United States where we use a lot of gestures when we speak. If you're not sure how to use gestures in your presentation, you can start by doing this basic one. Hold your hands together and then separate them on important words. For example, if you want to show an important word in your presentation or an important idea, separate your hands to emphasize that important idea. You can practice this in front of the mirror several times until you feel comfortable using gestures. Also be sure that you smile during your presentation so that you show the audience that you are happy to be there and you are excited to share your information. Number 2, clear information. This is obvious, but you want to make sure that your information is super clear so that your audience can easily understand it. Separate your presentation into short blocks or sections. Try not to make the sections too long so that your audience does not get bored. Also, make sure that you have slides or notes to help you get through that information so that you won't forget anything. And finally, practice, practice, practice. Practice many times so that your information is clear, easy to understand, and easy for you to express. Next, number 3 is speaking style. When I think about speaking style, I mainly think about two things. First, volume. When you're giving a presentation, you have to use extra loud volume so that everyone in the audience can hear you easily and clearly. This means that you should speak at about 150% of your normal volume. Practice at home so that you can feel comfortable using an extra loud voice during your presentation. If you speak too quietly, the audience will feel that you are nervous and uncomfortable, and they may get bored. So be sure that you speak extra loud. Number 2 for speaking style is your pace. Don't speak too fast and don't speak too slowly. It's a good idea to practice your presentation in front of a family member or friend and ask them for feedback about your pace. If you're not sure, try to slow down a little bit, because if you speak too fast, the audience won't be able to catch all your ideas. If you speak too slowly, practice many times so that you feel more comfortable with your information. Number 4, pronunciation. Now, with pronunciation, I want you to know that it's not necessary to have perfect pronunciation. Everyone has an accent. Don't worry about the small details. But you want to make sure that you can pronounce your key words easily. My advice is to go through your presentation and look for the 8, 10, 12 most important words. These are words that you say over and over again, or these are like key terms or people's names that you need to pronounce clearly. Then make a list of those words and find out exactly how to pronounce them. Don't forget about word stress. Word stress is very important. Then practice saying those words over and over again until you feel comfortable. And finally, strategies. In my class that I teach here in California, I teach my students presentation strategies so that they can feel confident and comfortable giving a presentation in English. And some of the strategies that we learn are, first, slides. Make nice looking slides with key words. So what I mean by this is, for every idea that you are expressing in your presentation, you want to be able to show that on your slides. Use pictures and key words on your slides. Avoid long sentences and never put paragraphs on your slides. Make sure that everything that you are talking about corresponds to what's on the slides. So that doesn't mean that every word you say is up there, but every idea that you explain should correspond to at least some key words. That helps your audience to connect what you are saying to what they see on the slides, and it helps your audience not to get bored. Next, think about transitions. For each section, you want to use transitions to move to the next section. You can use transitions like, now that I have talked about eye contact, let's move on to gestures. Or, next, I'm going to talk about gestures. Next, let's take a look at eye contact. I'll leave some examples of those transitions in the description box below for you. And finally, you want to use a good introduction and a good conclusion. The introduction of your presentation should have the following parts. First, a friendly greeting. You can say something like, "Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Jenna." So just something easy and friendly. Next, you can give a short hook. Now, this means that you're going to do something to catch the audience's attention. In a presentation, this is often a short story, maybe like a joke, or it can be a question that you can ask the audience quickly. How many of you have heard about? Next, optionally, you can tell why you chose the topic. That's not necessary, but sometimes it's nice. And finally, at the end of your introduction, you're going to tell the audience what you're going to do in your presentation. Usually this is a statement of your topic and your plan. What are you going to talk about, and what are the sections, or what are you going to do today in your presentation? Okay, at the end of your presentation, you need to give a short conclusion. And your conclusion should have the following 3 parts. First, give a summary of the most important ideas that you covered in your presentation. Second, thank the audience for listening, and you can just say something like, "Thank you for your attention," or "Thank you for listening." And finally, open the floor to questions. You can say something like, "If you have any questions, please feel free to ask." And again, I will leave all these examples in the description box below for you. So if you can use these strategies in your presentation, it's going to help you to give your presentation successfully with confidence. That is so important because it allows your audience to trust you, to feel comfortable, and to feel interested in what you have to say. And best of all, you will feel so good about yourself when you're done because you will have given a great presentation successfully with confidence. If you found this video helpful, please don't forget to give it some love and let me know in the comments below what you do to give a presentation with confidence. Do you use any of these tips, or do you have other tips to share? I would love to know. And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. Leave your question in the comments below. I hope to see you back here again soon. Take care.